And Christians in the Pacific Northwest and West Coast are celebrating a recent ruling regarding adoption and foster children. In a landmark ruling, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Ninth Circuit found the state of Oregon violated the rights of a Christian mother of 5 and widow who was seeking to adopt children from foster care. The court found Jessica Bates was disqualified solely because of her religious beliefs, especially her refusal to affirm certain aspects of so-called gender ideology. For more, we turn to Mallory Sleight, legal counsel on the Parental Rights team at Alliance Defending Freedom. Mallory, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on this victory, especially for this mother and widow. Tell us why this ruling is so important for people of faith.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's really an incredible ruling, and to my knowledge is the first ruling of its kind in the circuit courts in this country. It's so powerful to have a circuit court opinion ruling that Christians cannot be excluded from foster care and adoption simply because of their religious beliefs. The court was very clear in saying that foster and adoption is not a constitutional law dead zone, that states like Oregon cannot remove Christians just because of their beliefs.
Now, what was this decision based on? I know that the U.S. Supreme Court has made big changes in the way that gender ideology affects the ability of people to practice their faith, especially with a 9-0 ruling protecting Catholic adoption and foster care agencies. Was there anything of that related in this ruling that would protect Christians further?
It was really based on two different things. First is freedom of speech. The policy at place here would require Christians like Jessica Bates to speak messages that they disagree with. That includes things like using preferred pronouns or speaking messages at pride parades. The second basis for it is religious exercise, that this policy is targeting Christians by saying that because of their religious beliefs, they are not permitted to be foster parents or to be adoptive parents. So those were the primary two bases that the Ninth Circuit ruled on.
It's very important, of course, to affirm our free exercise of religion. Well, I understand that this ruling could also have an impact on neighboring California. A measure signed by Democrat Governor Gavin Newsom that explicitly allows for this kind of discrimination. What more can you tell us?
Sadly, we're seeing these policies across the country. We have several other lawsuits in Washington state and Vermont as well, challenging similar policies. And it's something that we are seeing more and more of. As for the specific law in California, that is in the Ninth Circuit. And so this is great news for people in California that if the state of California begins to try to enforce this law against Christians to exclude them from foster care and adoption, this ruling demonstrates more than ever that these types of policies are unconstitutional.
Well, that's good news, certainly. Tell us quickly, what's next for Jessica Bates? We mentioned she's a widow and a mother of 5. Is she going to try to adopt more children?
She is. She's got great kids, but they're older and they are in a great place to bring another kid into their family. This is a child that would have a permanent home with a loving mom, amazing older siblings, and would have a really great, stable home life. These are the types of homes that we want kids to be put in. These are the types of homes that any kid who doesn't have a family is really longing for and hoping for. So this is great news for not Jessica, but for foster kids in the state of Oregon.
Yes, and around the country with 400,000 young people who are desperately in need of homes. Thank you so much, Mallory Sleight, Alliance Defending Freedom.
Thank you.